All right, guys, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to our morning note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of G.A.R Capital. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to spend it with us. A couple of minutes every morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do this every market day. Let's go ahead and talk market, shall we? But before we do, make sure to click the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, like, subscribe, turn on notifications of our YouTube channel. We really do appreciate it. Make it grow. Here to help in any way we can. Dow futures up 144 points, new all-time high. Nasdaq futures up 34 points, hit a new all-time high. S&P futures up 17, about 18 points, new all-time high. And Russell 2000 up 18 points, new all-time high. There you go. Stay bullish. We've been saying it. Bitcoin futures up 38,615, up about 700 points. I bought some more Bitcoin yesterday. I buy it every Thursday. Light crude futures, sweet futures, that's oil, up 1.33% at 56.98 a barrel. Gold futures bouncing slightly, 0.36%, 17.97 an ounce. Silver futures are bouncing 1.34% at 26.58. I did have some SLB calls; those are dead. That's pretty much the only L for the week for our signal service. I'm not happy about silver how it reversed, but we move on. And yesterday we had a really nice day with IWM. Which was nice. When IWM broke out, we traded it, and we did pretty well. So remember, I was talking about that earlier, that if we break IWM, break QQQ, and we did. And I went ahead and went long QQQ. We ended up 25% at the end of the day. We didn't close yet. I'm still holding a QQQ. We should be able to get that as well. So very nice. We also finally closed DKNG, DraftKings. Boy, do I hate trading that name. And it soared, but again, the premiums are a little wonky. So we got out of that. But we made, I made about like 14% on it. Nothing crazy. But pretty well. Pretty good stuff. Pretty good week for the most part. So I'm very proud of the team. They did very well. All right. Let's go ahead and talk about what's moving pre-market before we begin. And I can get this going. Let's see. Pre-market quotes. Good old pre-market quotes. I got to turn off my ad blocker. Always on this website. Same old thing. Right. And here we go. Okay, so what's moving? AMC is up 5%. T2 Biosystems up 36%. Aurora Mobile up 215. LAIX is up 217 points. Sundial Growers is up 2.61%. That's moving pre-market. Dow's, you have Apple up 0.32%. Johnson & Johnson nearly up 2%. Walt Disney had some headlines yesterday that California is looking to reopen Disneyland. 0.34%. Coca-Cola up 0.49%. Intel's down 0.22%. JP Morgan up 0.55%. In the S&P, Ford had their earnings. They're up 4.22%. Bank of America up 1%. ExxonMobil up 1.68%. And AMD's up and Qualcomm's up slightly. On the NASDAQ, Peloton reported earnings as well. They're down 5.2%. Activision also, I believe, reported up 9.36%. PayPal down 0.6%. They had a big gap up yesterday. Baidu up 1.38%. Very happy to see Activision Blizzard doing well because I own an ETF that owns all the video game stocks. It's called ESPO. So great, good to see that. And that's where we are currently pre-market. So non-farm payroll, let's go ahead and go over that. Changes in non-farm payroll report up 49,000. That's how much jobs we gained. It is actually the expected rate. Expected number was 105,000. So less than expected. 6.3% unemployment rate, which is better than expected. And you could see the market is pretty much cheering it. They're not really upset at it. We had a massive big buys yesterday in the market. Right at the end of the day, power hour. Wow. I had some NASDAQ futures and I banked on those. Like an idiot, and I talked about it on Twitter that I sold my Russell 2000 futures for a small gain to get into NASDAQ, which all's well that ends well, So that worked out. I still profited, so that's important as a trader, especially futures. Futures are a lot easier than options in my opinion in regards to you don't have to deal with expiration. It's every quarter, and you don't have that time decay or theta or anything like that. But again, futures takes a little more risk. Obviously, there's more margin involved. So it's a whole different ballgame, but futures has been very lucrative so far, especially in this bull run. When you're in a bull market, futures tend to be a little easier to trade. Yesterday, what I did, I bought some Bitcoin, and I also added on a dip on my investment club, guys. I added United Healthcare on a dip, and I also added some Clove. Clove is the SPAC with Chamath, and that's a healthcare ETF. So I went ahead and added on it on the dips. Again, I like adding on dips, so I definitely don't want to. I don't want to buy when it's up. I want to buy when it's down, as always. That's kind of the deal. I think everyone kind of gets it twisted when stocks go up. They want to buy more. No, you want to wait for a discount, man. You don't go to the dealership when they say the car is $10,000 above MSRP. That's kind of dumb. All right, so either way, good morning. Let's see. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Caesar. Hey, you're welcome for those IDM calls. Egon is asking about IDEX, so let's go ahead and bring that up. IDEX. IDEX is on the move. I don't know much about him, but it's breaking out. If there's some volume, go for it. Good morning. Thoughts on Netflix calls for next week? Netflix is just way too expensive, and it is hovering on the 200-day moving average. If you break above 560, maybe, but I don't trade Netflix anymore. It's just too expensive. Ford breakout. Yeah, Ford is on the move, but it needs $12.15. Good morning, sir. How about as well? Thoughts on JetBlue? JetBlue is a decent airline. I don't think they're bad. You can see, other than this big pop from the earnings, they are bouncing back. So could be worth a trade. Take a look at JetBlue. Good eye there. Tap DKNG for next week. 70 thoughts. I actually don't think that's a bad trade, to be honest with you, because you have the Super Bowl coming. So I think you're basically preparing for all the betting on the Super Bowl, and then they're going to report that they had like a monster, a lot of people playing fantasy sports and all that. So not a bad trade. I mean, keep the risk in check. And I'm a shareholder of DKNG. It's one of our top 10 of 2021. So I'm pulling for you, man. Good morning. What's your take on BA? BA was looking decent, but again, I need a break of 213.56, which is what I have here. 213.56 is my level for a breakout on Boeing. Spotify, a buy during this pullback for shares. I do own Spotify, and it's looking very solid to buy. Let me go ahead and bring up the daily. I have an alert at $294.99, so I'm gonna wait a couple of more bucks to buy some. CCIV chart and calls. Thanks. CCIV. Yeah, on daily. Oh, that's a daily. Let's look at the hourly. Yeah, I mean, it's hovering at the 50. As long as you break 35.18, it should be solid for a breakout. Piton calls after earnings after the dip. I wouldn't buy calls when it's down. That's not how it works. But right now, you're basically just sideways action here. So I wouldn't touch Piton, which is Peloton. Thoughts on FTOC? FTOC. I don't know what FTOC is, but it is hovering at the 50. There's really nothing there on the chart to play, or to trade, excuse me. JPM over 140. It's coming close to it, sure. JPM over 140, then you could start taking a look at some calls, sure. I would say around 140. Yep, 140 to the T. So let's put an alert at 140.01. If you do break that, then you can target 142. Thoughts on Blink and its price? I love Blink. Blink is one of our top 10 of 2021. I believe Roth Capital initiated coverage on Blink Capital with a buy rating of a 67 price target. There you go. They're up slightly pre-market. I have an alert at 50.49 for a breakout, maybe for some calls, and I have 42.95 as an alert to break down to the downside so I can buy some more. GME on the rise. Jesus. Let's see. Thoughts on V. Again, when it comes to SPACs, that's a whole different ballgame. So again, it's hard to research that stuff here. Why did Qualcomm drop heavy yesterday? I believe their revenues weren't as expected, so they took a little bit of a hit. All the chip makers took a little bit of a hit. There's actually a shortage of chips. AMD took a hit after their earnings. So, I mean, if you like Qualcomm and you're doing 5G, Qualcomm is a really good play. Right here would be a good buying opportunity. I don't own it. Good morning. Are there any companies you're looking to add to your portfolio? As of right now, adding new companies, no. But adding to my current, yes. Again, I have my alerts for that. Mr. QQ calls last night. Do you think it's a good idea to get in now? We're probably going to get up today, so no, I wouldn't. Where do you wait, IPOE ICE? I can see here. IPOE what? Price to add. IPOE, if you want to do price to add, again, if you're talking about the stock itself, like to own it long term, I would say around 20. Again, I'm looking at the daily, just pretty much right here at 20. You can see that support. Actually, support is right around 19.21. Do you ever trade GEMIA? It's a volume there. I mean, at the end of the day, I haven't traded it. But there's so many stocks around, it's kind of hard to get every single one. I mean, there's always something moving at the end of the day. So we did pretty well yesterday, and we kind of stick to the majors. Sometimes we see some names like JMIA, But again, I do a scan and start taking a look here and see the volume, and we go from there. But again, you can't catch every single trade. It's really difficult. Good morning. It's cold out there. Yeah, it is, and I'm in Florida. GME on the rise, Lord. Let's see here. Neo. Yeah, Neo I own. Neo I own, and it's basically consolidating. Nothing there. Looking at PLTR, same thing. Kind of just consolidating. Nothing there. And I own it. What are we looking at today? For the most part, I'm watching the majors. QQQ, IWM is continuing to move. Maybe IWM, let's see. It's a complete breakout. So those are the two I'm watching. And again, the volume tends to be very decent. So I'd also have some Microsoft calls. So it needs to break 244.13. GRPN behind the curve, still potential there. You're talking about Groupon? Yeah, I don't think I want to invest in that name, to be honest with you. I think I've answered IPOE like 8 times today. So again, IPOE, there really isn't anything there. It's just consolidating. Coinbase IPO thoughts. I'm okay with Coinbase. I think that's an IPO I would like to buy. Absolutely. But again, I like to wait until I see their earnings before I buy anything. But I think that's a really good company to look into. I use them. Rocket companies, there was an alert I had at 22. It keeps rejecting that level. So I have not bought calls in it. Good morning, Carlos. Thanks for your insight, mad respect. Hey, you're welcome. Thank you. Have you seen March 19, 100 calls, good volume? I don't know in what you're talking about, on which ticker. Zapeng, I don't know. Oh, what's that? Zapeng, okay, XEPV. Again, just like Neo, consolidating, nothing there. IWM 52-week high, that's right, and we traded it. XLK, look at that move. Yep, XLK, which is, I believe, the technology sector. And again, QQQ is the better play anyway, so same thing. 6 months after IPO to wait for the sell-off to early stage investors. I mean, that's really up to you. 6 months, I mean, that's not long term, to be honest with you. So it really depends on what your perspective is. If you're trying to just trade it, completely different than someone like me who's investing for 10 years from now. AMD again, consolidating. There's nothing on AMD to trade, and not even puts. THCX, love it long term. Again, guys, we've been saying top 10 of 2021. It has been absolutely rocking. We love it long term. Boeing here, 215 calls. Boeing needs to break 213.56 before you do anything. Do you still stick to 1 hour for trend treat? Yep, 1 hour for trades. Thoughts on Tesla? Got the thousands for 219. On Tesla, I actually bought on my own. I bought the 900 calls for this week. Again, it wasn't a signal. I just did it on my own. It was a higher risk trade. It didn't work. And I love Tesla, the stock, but man, the options have been really difficult to trade. That's why we haven't really signaled it as much. But again, I don't know about those thousands. That's going to be a rough one. Good morning, Carlos. Can we check Futo? Yeah. When do you like to trade in IWM? Depends when we break our alerts. Futo. I don't know what Futo is. Futu. Futu, you could see pretty much a straight diagonal move to the upside. But again, now it's breaking down to the 100-day moving average. I don't know if they have any options to play, but maybe wait for that 50-day moving average around 121 and see what you can do. Would you put in a call for DKNG? No. DKNG is already pissed me off. I'm over DKNG. The last 2 times I traded, I've been in the money and the premiums have gone down. So I am not trading DKNG anymore. They're in my gulag. I own the stock. I love the stock. I hate the options. Hey, Carlos, what are your thoughts on Alternate in Systems? ALIY. I have no idea what that company is. I'd have to research this, guys. And this is a penny stock, so I have no idea. Football thoughts post-Super Bowl. Football is a stock that I did buy. I did buy this stock, and I actually use their app. I actually use their service. So I always say, invest in what you consume in, as always. If you own an iPhone, own Apple. If you have a desktop PC, use Microsoft. Always, or you like video chips, whatever. I think football is great long term. I think that it does break 55.02 and we get a continuance to the upside. I have not traded options on football, but again, I like it long term, sure. Who you got winning the Super Bowl? I am rolling with the GOAT, Tom Brady. I may lose, but yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bucks. Roku thoughts, and a couple of last ones before we end it. Roku's been absolutely on fire. I own this stock. We've been bullish this stock for a long time now. And that was one of our top names of 2020 as well. And boy, I'm up nearly 300% on the stock, and I'm still holding. And I love this name. So I bought on dips. I think you keep holding it, and you wait for opportunities on dips. But it's a great company to own. Okay, I'm gonna do one more because there's so much. Can't bet against the GOAT, right? AMD March 19 call? No. No, 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 no. AMD, honestly, guys, the chart is ugly. There's no calls there. You break 94, we'll talk, but it's at 88. All the chips are consolidating. Nvidia, AMD, Taiwan Semiconductor, Qualcomm. You saw those price chips right now are just taking a little bit of a hit, so you just kind of want to stay away. If you're looking to buy the dip, completely different story. I have an alert on AMD at 81.97 to buy some more. So that's where we are. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave it there. I got to go check in with the team. I will catch you guys later. Have a great rest of your Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Stay safe. And again, my pick is the Bucks to win. I think Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs are great, but I think I can't bet against Tom Brady, the GOAT. We'll talk to you later, guys. Have a great weekend. We'll catch you guys soon. Make sure to like and subscribe our videos, as always, and subscribe. Again, talk soon.